For preparation for this film, did you know anything about the hotshots or the firefighter culture?
I did. I was a volunteer firefighter in Mescal, Arizona, 1991, I believe, to 94. And I spent a lot of time making firehouse tacos with a lot of firemen in Tucson Air Fire Department, the airport there. So yeah, I've spent a lot of time with a lot of firefighters. I knew about this tragedy when it happened. I know people who knew Eric. So yeah, it meant a lot to me when when Joe came to me for this role. I was very reticent at first, but realized ultimately that Joe had the heart to be able to make this movie in a way that I felt it was appropriate.
Did you kind of fill in a leadership role with the cast?
You gotta ask the cast. I mean, that was the point of the movie, but you know, I did my best to convey Eric in a way that I learned him to be. I know I was tough on these guys, you know. I had gotten in myself. I had done a movie before that where I was 240 pounds, so I had to get down. I had to lose 40 pounds, 45 pounds in order to get down to fighting weight, and I put myself through hell to get there, and took it out on all the boys when I saw that. You know, but everybody showed up. Everybody, you know, we had a lot of bloody boots and you know, wearing in our nicks and all that. But there was a lot of hiking involved. There was probably 6 to 9 miles a day on a major pitch between 8,000, 10,000 feet, 45-pound packs, 25-pound saws. So everybody worked very, very hard, and there were some people that were better than others in the beginning, but I think ultimately when we finally earned our place, I think everybody was pretty much on par.
Think you could have eventually gotten to hotshot status?
I don't know, man. I mean, look, I've gotten a lot of nice compliments through the years from a lot of firemen that think that I could have been involved in that profession. I'd like to think that I could, but that's just my vanity, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't do it, but I have a lot of respect for it.
Did you feel the same camaraderie in the cast as you did when you were a volunteer firefighter?
I did, actually. It was a different kind of camaraderie. It was as close as I've ever experienced on a movie, as paralleling that. And you know, I think it's because we went through so much, especially in the beginning. And you know, we still see a lot of movies, you just go from movie to movie to movie, and you kind of have this great familial experience, and then you move on, you have another one, then you have another one. You don't really stay in contact necessarily, but with this movie, you know, we still have a wildly fun text thread that we, you know, so we're communicating every day. It's been over a year, and I've stayed friends with most of these people. No, not most, all of these guys. So yeah, it was a great group, man. I got very lucky.
What did you find different about portraying a character or a real person rather than a character?
I've done that before. I don't know if I was as sensitive about, no, that's not true. I think I have always been sensitive about people that I've played, but you know, the difference is there's a blueprint, and that can be much harder, or it can make some aspects of it easier and some aspects of it harder. Because you're playing a real person, you know that people who knew that person are gonna see it, they're gonna judge it, and they're going to have feelings about it, and at least from my perspective, that's okay. Whatever feelings they have is okay. You know, I can never do it perfectly in their minds, and I know that. But I think the point was to convey the spirit of who these guys were, and to make, you know, like kind of bring awareness and consciousness to the peril that these guys put themselves in constantly in order for our safety.